He doesn't know who he is. He doesn't know why he's trained to kill, but Jason Bourne is going to find out, and he's going to take you along for the ride in the Bourne Ultimatum. As we have for the past 2 months, we're walking you through this crazy summer of sequels to keep you up to date on these blockbuster storylines and how they're doing in the real world. Now, let's take a look at the Bourne trilogy.
I can't remember anything that happened before 2 weeks ago.
Lucky you.
No, I'm serious. I don't know who I am. I don't know where I'm going. None of it.
This is how we first met Jason Bourne. He didn't know his real name and couldn't remember why he was reacting to his environment like an action hero. Bourne Identity brought in more than $120 million at the box office, which, while not spectacular, was enough to keep audiences intrigued in the film. And Matt Damon, well, he helped a little bit.
Matt Damon's appeal has only grown, and his respect as an actor has grown. Again, I don't know that much about the sequel. Some of the original characters are back, but the mystery endures. In a way, it's sort of like the old Fugitive, because this guy still, Matt Damon's character, still doesn't know where he came from or who he is or how he got trained to do what he did. And I can promise you he's still sexy.
My source told me it all started with you. He said that you were square one, the dirty little secret.
He's not a secret anymore. Jason Bourne is hunted throughout all 3 movies, but his uncanny abilities always seem to kick in at the right time.
I can tell you the license plate numbers of all 6 cars outside. I can tell you that our waitress is left-handed and the guy sitting up at the counter weighs 215 pounds and knows how to handle himself. I know the best place to look for a gun is the cab of the gray truck outside. And at this altitude, I can run flat out for a half-mile before my hands start shaking.
As if Identity was its own form of box office training, Bourne Supremacy came out 2 years later and made more than $50 million more.
Why Naples? Why now?
Could be random.
Zoom in.
Maybe he's running on his own passport.
What is he actually doing?
He's making his first mistake.
It's not a mistake. They don't make mistakes. They don't do random. There's always an objective, always a target.
The objectives and targets always came from us. Who's giving them to him now?
Scary version? He is.
The decision to make this final installment, Bourne Ultimatum, was an easy one, as it's projected to surpass the first 2 films. Tough job keeping audiences enthralled.
You want some of the elements you came to for the first time. You want to see some of the same characters. You want that familiarity. But then you want to be surprised, because you don't want to think, well, I've seen it already. You know, well, gee, they did that car chase in the last one. So it's like pushing the envelope. And between technology and the competition with other movies, they're pushing as hard as they can push.
In other words, when push comes to shove, this 3rd installment should offer up even better action and espionage than Identity and Supremacy combined.
Last week, I was 4,000 miles away in India. They came for me. This ends now.
The early buzz on this movie is that it's a very good one. A lot of people like it. Many of the critics are saying it's even better than the 2nd film.